Today we're talking about living in Las Vegas, and I'm gonna be taking you down to the Mirage. We're gonna walk it back this way. We are up here at the World Caesars famous Caesars Palace. We're gonna talk about high-rise living in Las Vegas. We're gonna talk about country club living, family living, all kinds of living in Las Vegas today. Now, a couple things I'm gonna cover on this tour are gonna be the two most popular communities, the four hot spots that everybody kind of goes to here in Las Vegas for locals, about where to get affordable housing, where to buy a home, where the locals are buying, everything about how people are living in Las Vegas. So I'm gonna start this tour down at the Mirage. I'm walking down there now. We're gonna walk it back here to Caesars Palace, and we're going right now. Today we're talking about living in Las Vegas, what it's like to live in Las Vegas. And are you thinking about living in Las Vegas? And today I'm gonna be talking about the two best communities in Las Vegas, what it costs to live in Las Vegas, what are the four hot spots where the locals go in Las Vegas. And I'm just gonna be covering a little bit of everything, but I couldn't think of a better place than here at the Mirage. And the reason why I brought you to the Mirage is because a lot of people, at some point in time, I've heard, even I used to say this, I used to say, Las Vegas is fake. But how can Las Vegas be fake if it really exists? It exists for me, it could exist for you. We're getting ready to start this tour right now, and so let's go. Now, like I said, we're down here today, and I started here at the Mirage because, you know, when a lot of people think about what could your life be like in Las Vegas, what is it like living in Las Vegas? Well, the answer is really this. The choice is really yours. How are you going to choose to live in Las Vegas when everything is here? I mean, you have everything from, you know, condos on the golf courses. We've got waterfront properties. We've got high-rise living right here on the world famous Las Vegas Strip. You see, everybody's here. I mean, you can choose to party. You can choose to play golf. You can choose to make money and just have a job. You can do it. Las Vegas has everything. So what we're gonna talk about real quick is we're gonna talk about Las Vegas. I'm gonna talk once again about the two most popular communities. We're gonna talk about the four hot spots in Las Vegas, the cost of living, homes, and just life in general. So once again, the reason why I chose the Mirage is because when I was a kid, my grandma, I remember stepping out of the car. There's a valet over here, and we step out and the volcanoes go off here at the Mirage. And I can't remember how old I am at the time, but I'm very young, maybe like 10 or 11. And something hit me, and I knew at some point in time I wanted to live in Las Vegas. And so that like struck a chord in me, and that never ever stopped. And so after that, I made a conscious decision, I think maybe at some point in time in my life, that I wanted to live a certain lifestyle, and I knew that I could find that here in Las Vegas. Now, there's two communities in Las Vegas that are really, really popular. The first community is gonna be called Summerlin, the #1 master plan community on the west side, and the other one is Henderson, which is located on the east side. And just a quick disclosure is I am in real estate. I am a licensed real estate agent. I moved here 25 years ago. I got my license. And if you are looking to buy a home or need more information about just in general, what is it like living here or moving here, feel free to go on my website or contact one of my agents, James Meadows, William Dawson, or Xander Shaw. One of the things about living in Las Vegas is nobody goes to the Strip. Most everybody is actually going to four places. They're gonna go to Town Center to the south. They're gonna go to the District in Henderson. They're gonna go to downtown Summerlin, in Summerlin, the #1 master plan community, or they're gonna go to Tivoli, which is also located in Summerlin. So keep that in mind. Four places you might wanna get to know or explore are gonna be, you know, the District in Henderson, Town Center down to the south of the Strip, downtown Summerlin in the west of Summerlin, and also Tivoli, which is also in the west. Now, today in Las Vegas, home prices are about, they say average 400, but they're about, to get what you want, minimum, you're at about $500,000. Las Vegas is the lowest out of all 10 major cities. We are the best price. We are the most affordable. We also have 0 state income tax. Once again, that's not a mirage, that is 0 state income tax. So if you're thinking about moving here and saving money, most people move here and they say, Bill, we're already saving 10 to 30% off our bills just moving to Las Vegas. And so that right there is a great reason to live here and to move here. Now, the next thing you have to know a lot about Las Vegas, besides Summerlin, Henderson, about those 4 communities that I mentioned here, is that Las Vegas is actually a family community. Surprisingly, Henderson was voted one of the safest cities in America. And Summerlin is the #1 master plan community. So you have a #1 master plan community on your west side, and you have one of the safest neighborhoods in the whole United States on the east side, but they're really both safe. And so Las Vegas is really about families, so much so that when you go to those places I mentioned, you're gonna see things like, outdoor, you're gonna see outdoor baby mama yoga. Even as fast-paced as Las Vegas is, you're gonna see people are actually going to the library, taking advantage of those free things. Our public libraries have so many things going on, and in general, the other thing you're gonna notice is the outdoor activities. Las Vegas has so much for outdoor activities. We've got the Red Rock Conservation Area out to the west where people go hiking. But remember Summerlin? I was talking to you about Summerlin. 50% of the land use in Summerlin is recreational. We have so many walking trails. We have so many biking trails that I think together it's 150 miles of hiking and biking trails. 150 miles of that. We have over, I think in the whole valley, 200 parks, some of the best parks you're ever gonna see, because Vegas has the money to put into their parks. Now, once again, I'm just walking out here at the Mirage because I think, like I said, at one point in time, I decided to live in Las Vegas. And I just wanna ask you, are you having ideas about living in Las Vegas? And if you do, and you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them below here on YouTube in the comment section. We want to answer those questions. And if you like what you see so far, I want you to like and subscribe, because I've got so many other things to show you, like what does $1 million get you in Las Vegas? I'm going to take you on a high-rise tour on another video. I'm actually going to go down this strip, and where you see those tall buildings down there, I take you to the top floor and there's a pool up there. You're gonna discover so many secrets and learn so many things by subscribing to my channel that you're gonna be like, wow, this guy really knows a lot about Vegas. And it's only because I've actually been to every community. I have been on top of every building. Think about that. I have personally gone out to every building in Las Vegas, every high-rise. There they are. That's our tourists right there. People are friendly here. Like I said, we are in the top 10 most diverse cities, maybe in the world. And so we get all the best dining. We get all the best entertainment. Vegas just brings it to you. So over the last 25 years of being in real estate, I've actually driven and been in every single community. It's on my website. You can see all the details. I actually went in and wrote, or maybe did a video on every community you can think of. And I went to all the buildings, all the high rises, all the way down to the stratosphere. Down there, I've been to the top of the stratosphere, the high roller, into all these high rises, just so that you don't have to think about doing that homework. So once again, we were talking about Summerlin in the west, Henderson in the east, those 4 communities. That Las Vegas is actually a family-orientated city. Even here on the Strip, we have families, but really down here, I lived down here for a year, so I can tell you, if you live down on the Strip, you're here to party. And you are gonna, if you're younger, you are gonna have so much fun. I'm 50 years old now, but I can tell you, for my time that I actually lived here on the Strip, I wouldn't exchange it for anything. You learn so much about people because people from all over the world come here. You learn so much about yourself. So if you're younger and you're thinking about living on the Strip, I would highly recommend exploring some of those high rises, such as, like, I'll give you a few names. I do a tour on Veer Towers. So if you're on my channel, check out the tour I did on Veer Towers. If you're thinking about a place where you could come and stay and rent out when you're not here, like a condo hotel, check out my video on MGM condo hotels. So much to see. But once again, like I said, the reason why I brought you down here to the Mirage is because Las Vegas is not a mirage. Las Vegas does really exist. Las Vegas exists for me, exists for you, and you could live here because everything comes to Vegas. Everybody comes to Vegas at some point in time. You can't think of anybody you know that probably hasn't said, I have not been to Las Vegas. Because Las Vegas does one thing every day. It's gonna deliver an experience if you choose to, whether it's working, living, or playing. So once again, I'm down here at the Mirage. A couple more things I just want to talk to you about Las Vegas is that when you live in Las Vegas and you're looking for something that's going to be a little bit different in life, I highly encourage you, when you start looking to live here yourself, look at what's available on the golf course. Look at what's available on the water. Look at what's available in a guard-gated community. Because whatever you want to find in Las Vegas, it's not a mirage. It's going to exist here. When you see those homes on my website, LasVegasRealEstate.org, those high-rise units right down here where we're going, they do exist. And your view is of the Bellagio fountains at night. So you're living in Las Vegas and you're looking out your window and you have this great view of the Bellagio fountains. Now I'm going to take you over here to this entry point, and we're going to continue this tour. I've got another video that I do called Moving to Las Vegas. I tell you my story about how I moved to Las Vegas, what happened when I came here to Las Vegas, how I started homeless, sleeping in my car, and then how things took off for me. That's a whole nother video. So if you yourself are thinking about moving to Las Vegas, check out that video. So once again, this video here is about living in Las Vegas, and truly at the end of the day, everybody's doing the same thing. They're just waking up, they're getting a cup of coffee, they're going for a walk. Everybody's here. I bet all these people this morning, they got up this morning, they had a cup of coffee, they're going for a walk, and they're trying to not only enjoy Las Vegas, but for some people, they're starting to decide, could they live in Las Vegas, and is Las Vegas right for them? And in that one video that I do for you guys, and I actually talk about it, I'm sharing with you my story because for me, this is where my decision actually came to move to Las Vegas, was in Caesar's Palace. So once again, look how, I'm just walking down the street, trying to talk to you about living in Las Vegas. I got a show going on above my head. Can you hear the show? Can you feel it? That's Las Vegas. Caesar's Palace. And once again, I'm going to be taking you guys over to see those high rises down the Strip. I'm going to take you to the top floor. It's in my video called Veer Towers. And before I do that, I just want to encourage you guys, go on my website. Look at what homes are available for you. Look at the difference in prices between Henderson and Summerlin. And I do have a video that does that comparison. It's called Summerlin versus Henderson, for those of you already familiar with the area. But living in Las Vegas, like I said, it could be anything you want. That's the key. Living in Las Vegas can be what you want it to be. If you want to live in a country club, if you want to play golf, if you want to play tennis, Vegas has that for you. If you want to live here on the world famous Strip, and you want to come down here at night and party, that exists for you. If all you want to do is take your kids to school and raise them and have affordable housing, to have zero income tax, to have low property tax, and be able to live a life without that crunch like the Californians feel, that exists here for you. So once again, my name is William Margita. I'm with Berkshire Hathaway. I got to show you this fountain one more time. I just love this fountain. You know, Las Vegas has stuff, doesn't it? So once again, if you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas, I encourage you to go on my website. Introduce yourself to James Meadows, to William Dawson or Xander Shaw. And I really encourage you to keep going on to the next tour, whether it's a high rise or a home, but I will see you on the next tour.